Hi Scorpio, welcome to your monthly reading for November 2024. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that October was okay for you. I'll let you know again that I am still doing the daily written tarot and oracle card readings. Those are on Instagram and on the YouTube community page. So where necessary, I'll put info in the description box for that. Also, if you want to book a personal reading, see the description box for info on that as well. And shall we get into it? So, right, your pre-reading meditation. I'll tell you what it is. It basically started with a dartboard. I saw a dartboard and someone throwing darts. And then it became like a target where you would use a bow and arrow to hit the target. Then I got the thought that it was a distant target and it was like someone was undercover, and they were waiting for the right moment to fire the shot to hit the target. There were obstructions and obstacles in the way. Like say if it was, this is really unusual, but yeah, say if it was like a hitman or something trying to hit, well, let's say it doesn't have to be that they were trying to kill a person, but like if it was someone undercover trying to hit a target, it was like people and stuff kept on getting in the way as obstructions and made it more difficult. And then I was like, oh, well, how are you going to hit the target then? And I got the thought in my mind, get closer. This is where okay, so then I got the thought, keep your enemies close. And now I'll say this is where I feel out of character saying this to you, because I'm always talking about authenticity and honesty, and I do stand by that. But as I say, there was this concept of keep your enemies closer, and this feeling of needing to be a little bit manipulative, which, yeah, as I say, that feels out of character for me to even say it, but I don't know, people have different circumstances. There was something about keeping people sweet for now and being a silent assassin. I mean, one thing that I can think of where that would 100% be relevant is, and this may be someone's story, is, you know, if you were in an abusive relationship where it was very difficult to leave and you had to kind of keep the abuser sweet, manipulate them for the time being to make your escape. It's that would be the kind of energy. Or say if you were in a job that it was very, very difficult to leave and there was all sorts going on, and maybe there's even stuff where you were needing to take stuff to HR, and there's just a very there's another word for this and I can't think what it is. There's a bit of diplomacy, like manipulation/diplomacy needed, so that it's not completely rocking the boat and creating a massive tower moment, but it's kind of getting done what needs to be done quietly behind the scenes so that you can get the best outcome for yourself. That's the only way I can describe it. Obviously, if it's your story, you'll know what this is about. But yeah, this whole concept of manipulation, but that's the word that came in. So I don't know what's going on with you, but this is obviously relevant for someone. So that's the pre-reading meditation. I'll leave that there and take that as you will, and feel free to share if you want to share. Although if you're needing to keep things undercover, you're probably not going to want to say what's going on. But we're going to get into the reading. So we're starting off with a message from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle. And then at the end, we'll get a message from the Isis Oracle for you. So the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle is a new deck for me. I have been using it, but it's I've only had it for a couple of weeks. Yeah, because it was a birthday gift to myself. So we're going to see what comes out for you from that deck first of all. So what do you need to know? What else do you need to know for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising for November 2024? November 2024. You have Altar of Water, Love Overflowing. So I'm going to guess that's probably like the Ace of Cups or something, because this particular deck has correspondences to regular tarot. And I'll get you tarot cards out and then I'll read the message from the book. So if you notice as well, it's a 27, 7 and 2 is a 9. So you might be coming to the end of something actually. You might be wrapping something up. So what do we need to know for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and rising. Okay, so that is your main energy. Well, we got a little bit of an undercover energy with that moon card. And a bit of an escape plan energy with that Six of Swords. Well, let's see what else comes up. Getting a bit of a protective vibe from that Queen of Pentacles on top of the moon. That did come up with the in the Taurus reading. There was something about protective energy, but theirs was their energy was a bit of an overprotective vibe. So let's get the message from this card first of all. 27, Altar of Water, Love Overflowing. So it says, yeah, it's the Ace of Cups, right? Divine love, romantic love, communal love. Every kind of love is pouring through you. This is the beginning of something beautiful. Make way for the joy of new love. This new relationship can be a friendship or a new suitor. It could even be a career partnership that you love, or even a renewed love for an already existing person or situation in your life. Either way, you are worthy and deserving of this magnificent new blessing. That's key, I would say, the worthy and deserving, regardless of what this is. The water ancestors represent emotions. Allow the seeds of joy to blossom. With the energy of boundless love, what can you give back to your community? The ancestral memory says, Sweet Water Mother, the Orisha Oshun, comes forward to teach us the holy blessing of libation. An ancient prayer practice, pouring libations is a key traditional way to honor ancestors in many cultures and countries throughout Africa. The ancestral medicine says, libation is an act of love. Pour libations for your ancestors. Something new is being born. Every birth expands and evolves your lineage. Most use blessed water, I don't know why I felt like saying blessed then, blessed water or alcohol to pour libations from a glass, calabash or bowl. Libations in some cultures can also be poured in reverence with rice or even tea. The shadow aspect, so if the card was reversed, it's not, but I'll say it anyway. You are holding back on love, but the question is, are you holding back on love for someone else, or are you holding back on love for yourself? Your self-love is not what it could be. Beautiful. It's time to turn the love inward, have compassion for yourself, care for you, and then allow that love to flow naturally outward. So yeah, again, the tarot correspondence is the Ace of Cups, and the declaration says, I trust the guidance of my heart. Right, so Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands is the main energy. There's something about being seen or how you are seen here. Let's see what the clarifiers say. And often when I get like the Nine of Pentacles and the, like say if it was the Nine of Pentacles and a King or something like that together, I would say that's where the Nine of Pentacles is being held in high esteem. So with the Six of Wands, that is someone who's being held in high esteem, isn't it? Let's see what these cards tell us about that. Oh, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what else comes out before I jump to conclusions. I do have a thought on that, but well, I've got two different thoughts on that, and there is the self-love element does come into it either way. Hope I can just hold the thought though and not lose it before I get to say it. Okay, I'm getting a voice in my head saying, say it, say it, say it, because I'm probably going to forget. So 2 ways of looking at this. First of all, with that Ten of Wands there, and because of the whole altar of water, the love, self-love stuff, is there something happening at present where you are giving yourself more self-love? Maybe you've been through a rough time, maybe you've had burdens, and you, like I said with the 9, it was that you're wrapping something up. You've gotten to the point now where it's like, F the burdens, I'm done, I'm looking out for myself and looking after myself now, where you're choosing to do that? Or is it that, so that's one way, one interpretation. Another interpretation is, do you only feel valuable when you are taking on the burdens? Like you feel like you have to, you know, like how we have this whole thing, oh God, playing devil's advocate here, this whole thing about strong, independent women, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but well, I'll speak from the perspective of being a black woman in the black community. We've got this thing which, if you can relate to this, you'll know. And it's not just going to be black women, but I can only speak from what I know of being super women. And I've thought for a very long time that we need to kill that shit. Like, it's not to say that you can't be strong as a woman or as a person even, but this whole concept of trying to make people out like they're a super woman or whatever, it has to go, because nobody is a superwoman or a superman. We're human. We're human. We get drained, we get broken down, we have feelings. We're not superhuman. And this whole concept of being able to take on any and every single burden and keep going, we can do it, but there's consequences to it. So we need to stop perpetuating, well, that's just my opinion, we need to stop perpetuating that. Yes, we can be strong, we can be independent, but there's more to us than that. There's a lot more to us than that, and we need love and care as well. We're not robots. None of us. Women aren't robots, men aren't robots, and none of us are robots. So yeah, I'm on that rant, but yeah, that's what came in with that, is where someone feels, well, I have to be everything for everyone, otherwise I don't have value, or I'm not valued and I'm not respected. So yeah, let's continue with that. Support with the Three of Cups there is choosing. So the concept of where if someone is kind of breaking free from the burdens and more self-care, it's like accepting more support, or just being more loving towards yourself as well in general. Or again, if you are someone who's like breaking their back to do everything because you only feel valued if you're doing that, it's like, could you choose to be more supported and to be valued and loved just for who you are, not because you're breaking your back to make sure everybody else is okay? Let's get one more card. That would be the breaking of the back, the Five of Pentacles, where you completely deplete yourself by doing so much for others, or taking care of everything else around you. So someone here may really be overdue some support, or it's just that someone's recognizing that that they are worthy and deserving of support, and you don't have to do it all on your own. You don't have to take everything on. You're allowed to say no, and yeah, that kind of energy. You are worthy and deserving regardless of what you're doing for others. So let's look at past energies. King of Wands, the Empress. Okay. That feels like it could potentially, as a past energy, have been a relationship for someone. Let's see what the clarifiers say. Four of Swords. Wow. King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Let's get a couple more. Three of Pentacles. Three of Wands. I get the feeling that for someone, this King of Wands and the Empress energy is where there's a couple of different things coming in with it. In the past, it's where you were taken care of, or you had the offer to be taken care of. I feel like for at least one person here, there's a story here where you may have had a relationship in the past, whether it was with a romantic partner, family member, or whatever, friends, where you had someone, let's say a King of Wands energy, that was willing to support you and take care of you, but there may have been something here where you felt like you didn't want to give up your independence, or there was something potentially that may have felt slightly restrictive. I know the cards aren't necessarily saying that, but that's the feeling I'm getting, because the thing about the care comes in for me with the Four of Swords, King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. But with that Three of Wands, it's almost like someone saying, oh, well, it's not enough. And when you think about it, the Empress, in terms of tarot, is a higher ranking than the King of Wands. So it's almost like, yes, he's a king. Yes, he's up there. But he's not 100% on the Empress's level, because the Emperor is the match for the Empress. So it's almost like, it's a good offer, but it's not quite enough, and there could be something else out there for me. So that's one way of looking at it. Again, that can be just that so if it was a relationship, you felt the person didn't quite match you, or you, as I say, you just didn't want to give up your independence. That's one way of looking at it. It may have been just simply that you've had relationships in the past where you were valued, you were respected, you had people that looked out for you, or someone that looked out for you, and you were well taken care of in general with the Empress. So it's like you've had the experience before from at least one person for some period of time. I don't know how long. Could have been a 3-year. With the Three of Pentacles, it could have been a 3-year relationship, or 3 years ago. You've got 3 twice there, haven't you? Or just something significant about the 3. But as I say, it almost feels like an energy in the past where you've had the offer of being looked after and supported and respected, or you've literally had that experience. And it may be that if you've had that experience, you're kind of looking for that again. The one thing I will say with the King of Wands, I mean, I don't necessarily have anything specific to... God, there's so many things coming in that's getting confusing for me. Which thought first? Okay, we'll do this one first. So the King of Wands. With the King of Wands, there is the possibility, although the cards aren't really showing it, that King of Wands could potentially, in a lower vibration, be a bit of a controlling energy. And it's like the King of Wands trying to control the Empress. So I could see why, if somebody feared losing their independence, if that was the type of King of Wands energy, why that would be an issue. So for someone that you could have had someone like that, whether it was romantic or not, being a little bit like they seem like they're trying to take care of you, but really there's a bit of a controlling element there. It could also have been that someone could have been ill in some way, shape or form, whether mentally or physically or just financially, well, not ill financially, but needed the financial support. And this King of Wands was an energy that kind of took care of you, got you back on your feet, supported you, etc. So there's different ways it could go. And as I say, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. That is one thing that's coming in, but it could be a different type of relationship as well. Oh, that was interesting. So that's past energies. That's something that you've had in the past. And let's look at that Queen of Pentacles and the Moon now. Still getting a protective vibe from that Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. And this is where the energy of that Superwoman kind of comes in. Because the Queen of Pentacles would be one of the cards where she takes care of everybody as well. But with the Moon there, it's like hiding your own feelings. And this reading isn't like me saying the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be for a man as well, but it's just the energy. But it's the energy of taking care of everybody and getting on with it and appearing strong and independent. But really there's stuff that's hidden there. And again, that fear of losing, someone's fear of losing their independence is here somehow. What do we need to know about that Queen of Pentacles? Oh, this is a challenge, by the way. Well, there's fear there, again, with the... okay, fear, stability. Queen of Pentacles can be about stability as well. So there's like some sort of fear of losing independence, stability, possibly with the Four of Wands coming up as well. For someone, that King of Wands could still have a presence, whether it is a positive presence or a negative presence. I mean, it could literally be the devil now in the present. But yeah, for someone that could still, that energy could still be there. We've got the Four of Pentacles, yeah. There's a fear and a holding on, like holding on to what you've got. whether it's holding on to emotions and feelings and keeping things to yourself, or stagnancy in life in general. So like a fear of loss. So we have the Emperor. Fear of you losing your power as well, I would say. And also, so there's a need with the, okay, so I'll say with the Ace of Swords there's a need to change like a belief or a thought pattern around this. So again, just giving as an example, that whole Superwoman thing, I was saying that I think that whole concept needs to get thrown out the fucking window because it has not helped anybody. So there'd need to be that would be an example of something, a belief to change, that someone has to be this superhuman being that does everything for everyone and can handle anything and whatever. But also there's a fear of, for someone, there's a fear of going against their beliefs and values as well. Somehow, if they let go or open up, or I'd say let go. If someone lets go of something, it's like a fear that, oh, well, if I let go of whatever it is, you'll know if that feels like you resonate with that. It's like, oh, well, I'm going against a long-standing belief, but our beliefs can change, can't they? We don't have to hold the same beliefs our entire lifetime. We evolve. So the challenge is, what are you keeping to yourself? What are you holding on to, and what are you keeping to yourself? Because the challenge is to, I would say, to let go if there's something that you need to let go of, and a belief that needs to change if you need to change a belief. I think I said like someone fears losing their power as well, don't they? Whatever that power means. Or control as well with the Emperor. The Emperor can be about control. Someone fears losing control. So it's overcoming that too. The Hanged Man, so this is going to be external influences, and so fascinating when you get the Hanged Man and the Four of Swords together, because they're basically the same energy. External influences. Someone's in a bit of limbo at the minute, and it's an external influence. So who or what is keeping you in limbo? It could be spiritually you're being kept in limbo with the Hanged Man being there. Someone could literally be ill or incapacitated somehow with that Four of Swords as well, but I'd say the spiritual one is the number one. And with spiritual limbo, it could be that you it's either like the universe is doing that to you, if you want to put it that way, for some purpose, like it's making you take a pause to think about things, like with so I'll give my specific example. When I was in spiritual limbo, which I've told this story so many times about, there was a particular job I did a couple of years ago where the job it was making me ill, and it got to the point where I was on long-term sick leave because I kept on getting ill physically, and every time I went back I kept on getting physically ill again, but really it was depression and anxiety. And it was like the universe, spirit, whatever, put me in limbo on that sick leave, because it was like, nope, this is not right for you, it's making you ill, you keep going back and getting physically ill again, so you're gonna keep your ass at home until you're in a better headspace. And so that's one example of spiritual limbo. So it's kind of like it was a co-creation of it, actually. It's like I manifested the illness. It's like the universe played a role, but I also played a role, because I didn't want to be at that job. I hated it. It stressed me out so much. So we both played a role in manifesting this spiritual limbo for me. So maybe that's what that is. It's somebody could be on some sort of sick leave or just ill in general. And it's like, it's part of your awakening, is that you need the time out to do some deep spiritual work, because the Hanged Man is spiritual development as well. And for me, the Four of Swords can be like deep contemplation, healing, recovery, that sort of thing. So the Hanged Man and the Four of Swords. And as I said, when you have multiple thoughts at the same time and you can't get one of them out. Oh, it's gone now, I've lost it. So this is the external influences. And then you've got the Justice card to me, which is karma. So you may be in a spiritual timeout or a spiritual limbo, even if it's not physically, but mentally you could be aware of it, very aware of it mentally and spiritually, that you're having to address some deep karma, and you can feel it, you can feel the limbo. Oh shit, loads of cards have fallen down. Bear with me a minute. I'm just going to pause the video because I feel like they've dropped somewhere that I can't see them. Right, Scorpio, I'm hoping that I've picked up all of the ones that fell. It's hard to tell sometimes because it's gone down the side. Hopefully I've got all of them. So you've got the Two of Pentacles, another card that can connect to being in limbo where you're sort of balancing and figuring things out. And then we have the Judgment card, which can absolutely, especially with the Hanged Man, be connected to awakening very strongly. And then we have the Six of Cups. Okay, I just mentally said, is it meant to be in reverse? And it was a yes. So stuff from the past would be coming up right now, and that would be kind of almost like an external factor influencing things. So I would say someone is doing, I mean, we're in your season anyway, Scorpio season, you're doing shadow work. You're awakening, or there's something to do with awakening, another chapter, and you awakening, and you're doing shadow work and dealing with karma at present, and it is around what you're holding on to, what you need to let go of. There's issues around control, power, independence, belief, self-love, all that sort of thing going on, which is a lot. That's a lot. So if you're coping with this, well done and good luck. But it's one of those, when you get like the Hanged Man like that and the Four of Swords and Judgment and Justice, you can't run away from it. You know, sometimes we have stuff come up and we're like, oh yeah, I'm going to park it. I don't want to deal with that now. And then you can go off about your life. And then at a later date, it'll come back up. But this time, you can't run and hide from it. It'll fuck you up if you try to run away from it, to be frank. Like what happened to me with the job where, as I say, little sick leaves where it was like a few days here, a week there, kept going back, and then it got to the point where it was like physically, nope, you are literally not going anywhere near that place for several months now. So yeah. So I'll show you what wanted to jump out. It was the Fool. And that's making me think of a new perspective. Well, same thing. Page of Wands, the Fool, new perspective, new perspective. And it's also asking you to look at your identity as well, as in like the identity that you've built for yourself, that you have now, and if anything, if you want to change anything, if anything needs to change. So that's coming into it as well. You're just doing a lot of spiritual shadow work, I would say, at this point in time, and you can't run and hide from it. And some of you are probably aware, because I did say at the beginning, there was that whole thing where somebody realizes that they want to look after themselves more. And then obviously there's the other end of the spectrum where I said that someone only feels valuable based on what they're doing, how they're using themselves or being used. Right, what you need to be more aware of, the Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands. What do you want? That's what you need to be more aware of. What do you want? How do you feel? And what do you actually want? How do you want to feel? Not what other people tell you should feel, not what other people expect you to feel. What do you actually want? Let's get some clarifiers on that. Queen of Swords. Yeah, what do you want? Queen, because she knows what she wants. Upright, she knows what she wants 100%. So in reverse, she probably doesn't know what she wants. And reversed as well, it can be the shadow side of the Queen of Swords, which can be she can be abrasive, can't she? She can be intimidating, she can be abrasive, and it's through frustration. I would say it's going to be through frustration. It's going to be through a level of bitterness because of whatever story she's gone through or experienced. It's going to make her bitter. So that's why she can get into the lower vibration. Anything else? We have the World. What type of life do you want? That may be a big question for you. Like, it may be just, for someone, it may be simple. What do you want in terms of what you want your next chapter to be in life? For others, it might be your whole life. Just like, what kind of life do you want? And have you had that yet? We've got the Two of Swords. That's the choice you can make. And no surprise the Two of Swords is there because it's two truths, isn't it? It's like where you're living one way and it's completely the opposite to the life that you actually want to be living, or you're doing things and you don't want to do them, and it's just two truths. And that would be something to let go of as well, because you literally can't hold on to two truths forever. for a certain amount of time while you're making a choice, but forever, that's gotta, it's like splits your mind, doesn't it, really? Having to be different, you almost have to be different people if you have two truths. Right, so we have the Empress and we have, whoa, okay. I would say these are, like, say if the Two of Swords was going to be the two minds or two different people that you would have to be if you were going to hold on to two truths long term or forever. The Empress is the side of you that is authentic. It's the side of you that looks after yourself. And because you look after yourself, you are able to be genuinely nurturing to others and give to others from a place of being having your own energy, your own sense of fulfillment. You're not depleting yourself or anybody else. And the Five of Swords is the opposite. The Five of Swords is defeat. It's the side of you that's defeated. It can be self-sabotage as well. It can be that Queen of Swords in reverse, where I said that because she's doesn't necessarily know what she wants and she's had shitty experiences, she turns bitter and abrasive, ruthless even. But you get to choose. You get to choose which one do you want to be. Do you want to be the Empress? Do you want to be the Five of Swords? You get to decide. So that's what you need to be more aware of. As I say, what do you feel and what do you want? And what do you want to feel? So let's look at the Knight of Cups, which is potential future energy. I mean, I would say there's more, you will consider your feelings. Well, if after you watch this reading, you'll probably consider your feelings more after what I've just been saying. So considering your own feelings more, the Nine of Wands, we had I said the 7 and the 2 was a 9, didn't I, in the beginning? I think there's something about realizing what you want, how you feel, your dreams, and realizing where you've been wounded with that 9 of Wands as well. And also for someone, it will be a realization of what it is in their life that is too much. And it's like, no, this is like, I almost feel like saying tearing me apart, wearing me down, draining me. I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I am still standing, but I'm not superhuman. This person's got bandages on, they're needing to use a stick to help themselves stand up, and it's not fair. So what else do we need to know as a future energy? I mean, as I say, you're in a spiritual timeout or limbo anyway, so I don't think you could avoid this even if you wanted to. But it will become clearer for you. We have the Fool. So new, did I say it as new perspective? Yeah, I did. I said new, the Fool came out, kind of, and then I put it back. And I said new perspectives, and then the Page of Wands came out, and I said, yep, same thing, new perspective. So new perspectives I see coming up in the future. And a desire for something new as well, I would say too, with that. 7 of, oh, I love that. I feel like that's saying no more lying to yourself about anything. So if there are two truths, or if anyone's in denial of anything, or living almost like living a lie because you're trying to be superhuman and we're not superhuman, we are human, it's giving up the lie, letting go of the lie. And letting go of the lie that you even have to be superhuman as well, because we don't. So which one was first? I think it's going to be that one, Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. And I think this is progression towards, it's change, isn't it? It's definitely change. It would be, especially in your relationships, all relationships, whether they're romantic or not. It's an energy of, it's more balanced in the way you connect and relate to people. There's more understanding, and it's working towards this. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. It could take time. It could take, I don't know how long, indefinite amount of time to do this, but it's working towards that, where your relationship's a better balance. You're not having to play to be superhuman to make a relationship work. You get the support that you give, and there's something with the communication as well in terms of understanding, shared understanding. You may be communicating better as well. It may be that you're just simply able to communicate your needs better. That's something that comes to mind as well. But it's working towards recognizing what you want and how you feel again, and what the wounds are, and how to leave that lie behind and just change everything so that things can be more balanced in your life. And then finally, we look at the advice. And I'm gonna say I can see what it is. Yeah, Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Stop leaving yourself out in the cold. If that's something that you do, stop leaving yourself drained. Stop leaving yourself depleted. Stop leaving yourself out in the cold. Which, as I say, I think some of you are already aware of this because of the message at the beginning, or one of the messages about someone wants to be seen, respected more, valued more, seen in a different light, treated better, take care of themselves more. So yeah, it's plain and simple. Don't leave yourself out in the cold. Leave the poverty behind, whether the poverty is spiritual, physical, emotional. Moving on from all of that. We have the Magician here. Oh, wow. I was literally about to say the Magician is a very strong energy. And then what's behind it? The Strength card. It's strong energy, but it's not the superhuman strong energy where you have to do everything. It's focusing on what you have and what you want to do. It's the choice, isn't it? It's the power of choice where you get to decide how you use your strength. Your strength isn't there just for you to be a servant with it for everybody else. It's for you to use for yourself as well. King of Swords, I love it because it's, again, it's the authenticity and it's knowing what you want and being assertive with it as well. And being assertive with it for yourself, not necessarily for others. So we've got the Moon there and the Page of Swords. Okay. There's a need to be open-minded here and to, I would say the Moon, Page of Swords, explore your emotions and listen to your emotions too. Be open to your emotions, listen to your emotions, and be open to new ways of moving from your emotions as well. Okay, I think that's it, to be honest. Let's get you a final card of guidance from the Isis Oracle deck. This is a really powerful reading, Scorpio. I mean, to be frank, I always know your readings are going to be powerful anyway. So I'm used to it now. But it is a very powerful reading, I have to say. I have no idea what I'm going to title this reading. That was just very intense. So we'll see. But let's get your final message of guidance for Scorpio's Sun, Moon and Rising for... You've got 2. So you've got Divine Destiny. If you can see that, it says, the Divine Warrior is within you, helping you to continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus or intelligence, or surrendering into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. That's that Hanged Man. That is that Hanged Man, because you're dealing with a lot of stuff internally. So you are being a divine warrior, but I think at this point in time, you're being a divine warrior for yourself internally more than anything else. And where it says as well, you bring more, does it say more of him or herself to the cause? That's where, remember the Magician and the Strength, it's bringing the strength, using your strength for yourself, not allowing things outside of you to deplete you to the point where you've got nothing left for yourself. Right, the Key of Life. So, the Ankh portends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. Let it happen. I'm literally not even going to add anything to that. That's a really nice message. It's an opportunity here for you to basically have, I would say for some, like a new life, to be honest with you, in some way, shape or form. But yeah, I'll leave it there. So thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful. That was really intense, but I like it. I think it leads you onto a good path. Again, if you want to see the written daily tarot and oracle card readings, go to the description box, if necessary, for the info for that. Again, for personal readings, see the description box. I hope that November goes well for you. And until I see you again for I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the mid-month check-ins, but I may do some shorts. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. Shorts for like the full moon and Pluto going direct in Aquarius as well. I might be back for some of those as well. So Until I see you again, take care.